everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Ask Jawson. It's been a bit of time between recordings. It's okay. We're now older and wiser.
We're back on the grind.
I have a PC. Dawson has a desk.
You know what's funny is I mentioned that before we recorded I got this new desk, right? And it's great. You know what I didn't mention though is that I didn't fully build it yet, so it's standing on two legs here that are kind of a little wobbly. So if in the middle of the podcast, if we just go out, then that's why. I wish you could see it right now. Maybe I'll take a picture and put it in. But there's this little bar at the bottom that's supposed to be straight to holds the legs together. It's like that right now. It's a mess.
So your screen could just go down at any second.
Microphone would still work. We'd be able to do it.
Okay. Okay.
We just roll with it.
Oh God.
How have you been though?
I've been good. I've been busy. We for the viewers at home, we did a charity stream for 4-H, raised crap ton of money.
How much was it? It was like a lot more than I thought at first, right? It was because it was more than what it said.
Yeah. So we used Twitch and we streamed on Twitch, which is a gaming streaming platform, and just from Twitch alone, we raised $1,025 just from Twitch alone.
And that's from people just hitting donate while they're watching the stream, right?
Right.
Donating.
And then we got the local fire department donated another $500 on top of that. And then we made like a project gift, which is the service project. We did a project gift website and we put the link on the Facebook page and we promoted that so people could directly donate through the website if they didn't want to watch Twitch. So we did get like a couple hundred from that also.
Which is crazy to me because this whole year has been insane. You know, usually the fundraiser is done in person, like as a haunted house, basically. You know.
Yeah, we usually do we build the haunted house, and that's how we raise the money.
Sell tickets for that.
Sales.
Yeah, and figuring out a way to do something similar or something to also raise money for Project Gift. It's just like you guys killed it. Really impressive.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the kids. It was like I couldn't have done it alone. I would have lost my absolute mind if I had to do it alone. So having all the kids help and support it was absolutely huge.
Killed it. It was really fun. And then that last night I came on and hopped on and it was super super fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was
there was not a single night where I was on that I was like, I'm not having a good time. Yeah. I don't know about this. Like every single night I was like, this is so awesome. Like I'm having such a great time. I'm laughing so hard. Like it was just so enjoyable.
Yeah. The one night when you and Gavin were streaming and would put cups of ice down your pants every single time somebody donated $20?
It's $20, like accumulatively every $20 that was donated.
How many times did you dump ice down your pants?
I don't know the exact numbers. So the first night, I bought a 16-pound bag of ice, and we went through half of it.
Oh
no! So the second night we did it, I was smart and I bought only an 8-pound bag, and we finished that.
8 pounds of ice down your pants
in one night. Yes.
In one night. So technically, 4 pounds a person.
Yes. So technically, in both nights, collectively, it was 16 pounds. So that's 8 pounds of ice, each.
You guys are insane.
Yeah.
And it's really funny is I remember. So Gavin, your streaming buddy, that's my little brother. And just for the viewers, and the really funny thing is actually I think the second night my dad donated, but didn't realize that I don't think he knew that you guys were putting ice down your pants, and so he donated the money.
He donated like $75.
Did you guys put ice like 3 times the ice down your pants?
Yes, it didn't matter the amount. If it was like $100, that would have
It's
been
5. I think it's 5.
five. Yeah, that's five.
Yeah. Okay. 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 is five, and then 25 is
It's
four.
4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't ask me math questions right now.
But yeah, so like just those 2 nights alone, because we did that, the like incentive, we raised either about or over $300.
Great.
Just that weekend, because it was a Saturday and Sunday.
Isn't it amazing how much people will pay to watch other people make fools of themselves?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I did it, because I know that's like a big draw, and I was like, it's easy, and like it didn't cost much to buy the bags. It was like I think the 16 was like $3, and the 8-pound was $2.
Yeah.
So I was like, just grab those, and we'll just raise a crap ton of money.
Made your money back with one ice dump. Like one thing of ice down the pants, money was made.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, incredible. Well, I mean, you're planning on streaming more, right? You're planning on streaming, continuing.
Yeah, so I talked about it with the kids and everything in 4-H and like the other leaders, and I think it has the potential to grow into a community and like actually have like potential to be something awesome. And like I want to, like, once you get enough followers, then you can have subscribers, so people like pay money to actually like subscribe, and like it's a monthly fee, but you get like perks and benefits with that. So most streamers do like a subscriber Discord channel. So if you subscribe, you join the channel, and there's like different activities, and like you like a meme channel, and like you like discussions and chats and stuff.
Potentially could play games with the streamer almost sometimes and stuff. Yeah.
And if we choose like a certain game, we'll ask like the Discord server, like, you know, what are some twists and stuff? What games do you want to see us play? And it's a closer interaction through the Discord channel.
They could be the audience for your Jackbox games.
Exactly.
Yeah. Genius. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. And I think we could do a merch store, like making a haunted house or House of Horrors merch would be cool. And if you subscribe and you're part of the Discord channel, you get like discount to the merch store.
Dude, I would watch. I think that'd be super fun. And were the kids into it too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'll be an all year long thing.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be doing like Halloween games all year long.
But there's not enough Halloween games.
Yeah, there's physically not enough. I would be like scraping
not enough good
the barrel.
ones, especially. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess we could play this game that some dude had made in middle of nowhere, Russia. Like.
Yeah, we'll play Monster Dating Sim.
Oh man, have you played that?
Oh, isn't it like Monster Camp or something like that? It's like a dating sim.
Well, no, there's a Jackbox game where it's a monster dating simulator. It's a really weird game.
I have never heard of this.
I don't even know how to explain it because I've watched a stream of it and still have no idea how it works.
I've never heard of it. I've never watched it.
We'll play it
that
one
sounds
day.
incredible.
We'll play it one day.
So, our topic for today. Oh, well, I'm stupid. Dawson, how have you been? That was very rude of me to just move on.
I've been good. Anyway.
Have you? Do you want to talk about that?
I've been great. I've been working.
You have been great.
Yes. So, okay, I'll explain.
The thing that I'm hinting at is...
So right now it's November, right? And back in September, I went away for a little bit. You know, this is during this whole pandemic thing that's going on, and I get home from my trip, and I get news that my roommates actually came down with COVID, right? One of my roommates had COVID, and so I was like, okay, no worries. For 2 weeks, I'll go stay with my family here. So I was staying with them for 2 weeks, and the end of those 2 weeks, my other roommate calls me and says, "Hey man, I just came down with COVID." And I was like, "No worries, man. Like two more weeks, it's fine." Oh my aunts. 2 more weeks later, I get a call from the third roommate. He's like, "Hey man, I think I have COVID." And I was like, "Oh, well, no worries, man." So 6 weeks go by, like the longest possible amount of time that went by.
Literally every single roommate.
And I felt so bad for them because it's like what are you supposed to do? I mean, the first 2 weeks you assume they all have it, right? But it turns out they didn't all get it at the same time. It's like a staggered thing. And so it's like, how are you supposed to know? And even if you test negative, it's just like you don't want to take a chance of, to having a false negative. And so
right.
My wonderful, wonderful aunt and uncle, they're some of the best human beings on this planet. They really are. Every 2 weeks I was like, "Hey, can I stay for another 2 weeks?" they're like, and they like feed me. They feed me food. They give me a king size bed to sleep in. I'm like, actually, at the end of the 6 weeks, I was like, "Do you mind if I just stay here?" Oh man, no. I mean, if they ever listen to this, I just want to give a huge shout out to my aunt and uncle. You guys are literally the best human beings for letting me stay for that long. And but now I'm back. I'm in my room now. And on my desk, my new desk that I haven't been able to use until now.
Barely finished.
Yeah, I haven't even. I put one screw in yesterday, and it needs like 8 more.
Oh my god!
They're big screws.
How is it standing right now?
It's just a piece of wood, pretty much on top of a metal. It's really hard to explain.
Did you get it from IKEA?
No, my friend had it and sold it to me. It's actually a studio desk, but the main desk is on there. There's a second layer to the desk that's not on yet. And it's a little wobbly. Yeah. But that's how I've been, and that's why there's been kind of a break in recordings, especially. But I mean, we're back on the grind. Like you said, we're older, we're wiser.
And with that, with being older and wiser, sometimes it's nice to have a little nostalgia.
Oh man, I will say that
that was solid. You gotta say
the transitions. I mean, we should stop pointing them out, but that transition, killer.
This is the 3rd episode, and we're getting better at it.
Yeah, episode like 300, no one's gonna even know we transitioned.
No, by episode 300, we're still gonna call out the transitions. Yeah. Still gonna be like, "Oh, that transition." Though.
We're gonna be talking about like sleeping, and you're like, "Speaking of sleeping, I was playing video games the other day, and it's just like it doesn't make any sense. It does not correlate."
Yeah. But what the topic today is nostalgic songs that you hear like a song and it just like it takes you back and you're like, "Oh man, that one time like we were down like at the swimming hole and Tony jumped off the cliff and that song was playing." It was like, man, that was good times.
Yeah, that man Tony jumped in, broke both his legs, died. Oh man, that stuff was wild. But
this song takes me back.
But man, Party Rock Anthem was playing. Rip Tony. Imagine Party Rock Anthem playing and some dude jumps off a cliff, breaks both his legs, and everyone's still like, oh man.
Yeah.
I hope that's not one of your songs. I don't mean to spoil it. Please tell me that's not one of your songs.
No, it's not.
Okay, good. I didn't want it.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, we did top 5 nostalgic songs, and we do have honorable mentions. And these songs are not necessarily like the best, like top tier songs. I think a couple of them are that I have at least. But these don't have to necessarily be my number one favorite either. It's just when I hear this song, I'm just like, oh wow, this takes me back to a time.
Yeah, and like you said, a really bad song could have really good memories attached to it. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I think you said earlier, it was like a dumpster fire of a song could have some amazing memories. Is that what you said? It sounds like a Josh thing to say, though, right? Probably.
I've called a lot of things a dumpster fire, so it's definitely in my wheelhouse of sayings.
Yeah. Oh man. So, I mean, we're gonna go the number like we put it kind of in order where it's like the number 5 is the fifth most nostalgic song all the way up to number 1,
Yeah.
which is the
Yeah.
most
When you hear
nostalgic
number
song.
1, that's just immediately takes you back. Number 5 is like, you know,
Good times, good times.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to kick it off with
Yeah.
number 5?
Yeah, sure. I'll go number 5, and this one actually has to do with you, Josh. This song in particular. There's two on this list actually that have to do with you, but this song in particular, I listen to all the time right now. Like still, ever since you showed me it, and it's when I learned. It was a couple years ago. It's when I learned that I really respect your taste in music, and it's a song. It's called "I Am Dead" by Duckworth, and I listen. I'm not even kidding. My friend played that song on the speaker the other day. And I was like, dude, I had listened to the song. Like, it's on my top 2018, 2019, 2000. It's on all my top playlists ever since you showed me that song. It's just like a unbelievably fun and good song.
Yeah.
And I remember
God.
you got in the car one day. I think we were going to get burritos or something.
Yeah, we're going somewhere
Yeah.
to meet friends, and
In Big Red. We were in Big Red.
yes.
My truck, who is on his last legs. Ford truck.
Rip Big Red.
Yeah, you got in. You were like, dude, I can't remember what we were talking about, but you're like, oh, I have a song to play.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't think you've ever taken the aux before in my car before this moment. So I was like, oh yeah, sure. Like, here you go.
Yeah, the thing with music and me is I don't tend to share my music with people unless I feel very close with the person.
Yeah.
Because for me, music is like my escapism. Like how some people have art, or like they like as a child, like you had like a tree house that like when the world just sucked, you like went to that area or did that activity.
And it was you in that activity.
Yeah, for me, it was music. It blocked out everything. I could, pick apart the instruments, the beats, the rhythms, the lyrics. It was just me and the music, me and myself. Like that was it, and it helped me focus on things.
Yeah.
So now when I like to for me to share that with someone, that's very like important to me, and I haven't done that with a lot of people. It's like you, Brian, Jess, or like just a couple of the people that I've shared music with.
And since that moment, I feel like we've had really good musical conversations and like just moments that we're just like, oh my god, like we both click on a song. It's just like, dude, this song is awesome.
Yeah, I have like shared a lot more songs with you since that. Like the what is it? The Outcast song.
Spoiler alert! No more. Stop talking.
Oh, is it?
Knock it off, Josh.
Yeah, I haven't listened to I'm Dead in a while. I actually forgot about that song,
listen.
and I'm going to listen to it again.
Yeah, I mean, listening all the way through, like the end, like the last 30 seconds when it changes.
Oh. Yeah, the whole song just like flips on you. Like you're like jamming out, and then it flips like in a good way. Where you're like, whoa, okay.
But it almost makes me sad, the ending of the song. It's such a cool, like, dancing song. The ending is the same exact beat almost, but it's just slower and lower. It just makes me, it's just so cool. I recommend everybody please check out I'm Dead by Duckworth.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell Duckworth. Yeah, it's not spelled how you.
I think it's DCKWRTH or something. There's no vowels.
It's missing vowels. Yeah.
But that's my number 5 nostalgic song.
Yeah, God, that's a solid one. Jesus.
I listen to that like literally, probably once or twice a week.
Jesus, I gotta listen to that again. Yeah. So my number 5 is Daft Punk. One More Time.
One More Time, man. What a song. Okay.
Yes. It's just so upbeat all the time. Anytime you just have a crappy party, throw this on, the party is 10 times better.
I just got the chills, man. That's so true.
Yeah, like just throw this on and everyone sings along, dances. It's just such a happy song. And it was one of the first songs that I was introduced to that wasn't like classic rock because I didn't have the means to get music like readily.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I wasn't. I only had access to what my mother had, which was Queen, Bon Jovi, and Def Leppard, which is solid.
Yeah,
And
those are good ones to be stuck with.
right.
Huh.
And I played the crap out of them, but I didn't get introduced to anything other than that. Oh, and country also. She had like country albums.
Yeah.
Like Garth Brooks and
Sorry to hear
Toby
that.
Keith. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's a total joke.
But it wasn't until I joined 4-H in the 7th grade that I got introduced to other genres of music.
Just through other people in 4-H?
Through other people, yeah. So, like, this was one of, like, the first songs, and it, like, I was just like, this is so good. Like, I need to listen to more. And so, like, I started, like, trying to get and listen to more genres and different stuff of music. And now I love that. I don't know what type of genre they fall under. Like
Daft Punk?
Yeah.
They're like electronic, like new disco, I guess, or, you know, dance music.
Yeah, I love that genre, like, completely.
But that song feels a little different, right? It's like that song they would call, I think, like French house or something. But it's just that is one of the most positive songs. Like, brings the most positive feeling. I don't know.
And it's so, like, I don't want to say worldly known, but, like, everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever met a person that doesn't know One More Time, or at least heard it once.
And even if you play it at a party, the lyrics are so simple that everyone's going to sing. When you hear that song, it's just like, you know what's coming next. You know you're about to sing One More Time.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, the lyrics are literally just one more time. I'm gonna celebrate one more time.
And then it's just like,
And it goes on for, I think, 5 minutes or something like that. It's kind of a long song, but the way Daft Punk and all of their songs, the way they go about it, like, I've listened to like a 10-minute song and it's different. Like they do something where they play like the same beat and same melody, and then you'll hit a certain point where you're like, all right, this is kind of getting old, and then they'll like do like a key change, or they'll like drop it and like do something different, and like, but it's still the same. It's so weird, crazy. I love it.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that about, like, you know, when a lot of people say, like, oh, it's too repetitive for me. It's like, well, then you haven't listened to the whole song, you know? You haven't given it a chance, because the second...
Like, you haven't paid attention
to
the song. Like, if you think it sounds the same, kind of, but just enough the same to where it's the same song, but it's different.
And it's meant to have a good time with, you know? It's meant to just... You know, I feel like bring those really good vibes. Oh, it's such a good pick. Such a good pick.
And that kind of also encompasses their whole I don't think that's the first album.
No, I don't think. I think it's on Discovery. No, Journey. I can't remember what it's called now, actually.
But
Shoot.
It's that whole album that One More Time is on is solid. They did like an anime with it. Like, each song has like a scene.
Super weird. Like, it's like green people, right?
They're aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
And they get kidnapped to like produce music.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta watch it.
Not in its whole, like, I've just like watched them like consecutively, like in order, like, but not like in one total video.
Man,
I had to like go and like organize them basically into order.
You're sitting there with like a whiteboard, and you're like, all right, this one comes first. You're like doing research.
Yeah.
There's a whole lore.
Yeah, there is. It's so good.
Man, what a pick.
Thank you.
That was a really good one. Because that one's one of the ones that's like, I'm dead. Is like, you know, not everyone has that same feeling, but so many, you know, that's like the song that like I can hold on to. It's just like, that song brings back so many good memories.
Mm-hmm.
My next song is What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. Do you know this one?
Yes, I love that.
Really good song.
Yes.
Yeah. That song, first of all, Michael McDonald has one of the best voices, I think, of all time. He's such a soulful, emotional voice. And it's just like, nobody can sing along to that song unless you're an amazing singer, because he just goes way too high, and it's just like he's killing it the whole time. If you ever hear somebody singing along to that song, it's just like they're singing like she came from somewhere back in her long, but it's like they're not even on key or anything, and it's like
Yeah.
But that was the first concert I ever went to. Was the Doobie
Really?
Brothers? Yeah, it was the Doobie Brothers and Steve Miller Band, and I was in 5th grade. I was so freaked out because everyone there is probably in their 40s and 50s and 60s.
Like super old.
Yeah, and some security guard comes up to me and says, "Hey man, you want to go stand up in front of the stage?" And I look at my mom and dad, and my mom and dad are like, "Yeah, go for it." And I was like, "Yeah." And I go up there, and I'm with some other kid, like who was probably, I don't know, 16, and I'm some 5th grader. And he's telling me all these facts about, like, did you know that Steve Miller, actually his guitar is made of solid gold? I was like, no way, dude. Like, there's no way it really was. But that was the first concert, and that was like, I thought it was incredible because I was just like talking to strangers and really kind of for the first time and enjoying the music and seeing what it was like to, perform live for the first time, really.
That's such an awesome like concert experience, like especially like a first one to have, because then that just sets the precedent of like the vibe you want in a concert. Like if like you're going to a concert, like that's the type of energy that you want.
Right. No, 100%.
Yeah.
And you're right. It was such a positive. Their music in general is just really fun. Positive, fun music. I mean, it's probably most of it is about getting stoned and everything. But of course, as a 5th grader, I didn't even know what weed was. So I'm going out there and I'm like, yeah, I love the Doobie Brothers. Whatever, smoke a fat doobie, bros. like whatever the lyrics are. I don't know. But awesome time. That's a really nostalgic song for me. And I play it a lot.
Yeah, that is really good, and not a lot of not like as many as you would think like know it.
Right?
Like,
yeah. And you'll play
but
it. People are like, "Oh,
it's
I
a
recognize
classic
this.
though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it could be a lot of people will recognize it, but if I just said the name of it, they would be like, I don't know if I know that song.
I feel like it's been in. It had to have been played in like movies.
I'm sure. Oh,
in
I'm
like
sure.
a certain like scene or something.
I'm sure it has. It's great. Great song. Great song.
So my number 4.
Oh God, the way you're smiling right now.
It's not, again, it's not my favorite, but this takes me back to a certain memory that it makes me happy and anytime I hear this song, I always think of this thing. It's Miley Cyrus. It's The Climb. Do you remember, Dawson?
I can't believe you just pulled a Miley Cyrus. Is that the one that they used for the skit day?
For ETA, yes.
Yeah.
Where Brendan Bosserman was the mountain.
Oh my goodness, that is such a good pick. I can't believe you just brought that memory back into my brain right now by saying that.
Dude, anytime I hear that song, I always think of it because it was one of the best. Because me and Dawson are counselors at this this day camp, and we do have a like overnight program, but it's more for like the CITs and like the year before you become so it's called ETA, and they have to do a skit on skit day. ETA always does a skit for skit day, and normally it's always like pulling teeth to get these kids to like think of something for them to do. Like even if it's the most simplest thing, like it's so exhausting and like pulling teeth because some kids want to do like a funny skit, some kids want to do dancing, some kids want to do talent shows. Oh God. And like some kids just don't want to do anything at all. And it's like, no, you have to do something. God, you're giving me agita. Stop.
Which is verbatim what you would say.
Yes, I've said that many times to these kids that they're giving me agita.
Yeah.
And so this one year, they were like, can we just like go down in the basement and work on something and then work on the skit? And we're like, okay, sure. And like we let the kids go and they worked on the skit and within like half hour, 45 minutes, they came up and were like, all right, we have it. We're like, what? Like, yeah, we have what we're gonna do for skit day. And we're like, are you sure? And like me, Dawson, like the other counselors are thinking like, man, it's gonna be so bad. Like we're gonna have to like be the bad guys and be like, nah, you can't do that. And then they go and they're like, put on, It's the Climb by Miley Cyrus. And then they like do this interpretive dance of it, like choreographed and like everything. And it was like so good and well choreographed and also like super funny because one of the kids like came late to that day, and so to fit the kid in, he was like a big kid, so they made him the mountain that they were trying to climb. And he was completely down for it. He's like, yeah, I'll do that.
I think he was like, do I have to dance? And everyone's like, nope. And you're like, all right. Yes. You just stand right there.
Yeah. So they did that, and it was just the easiest year. It was so good. They made it on their own. It was funny. It was well done. And we're like, yes, it's awesome.
Why can't they do that every year?
Yeah, why can't it be like this all the time?
Yeah. They were really motivated that year. I don't know who had a really good idea, but one of those kids just had this idea. I gotta do it. It's like everyone...
It was Kira Ezzo.
Oh, that makes sense.
She coordinated it.
That makes sense.
Which is why, and everyone, because that was their year. It was like Kira, Aaron, who else? Whoever else is their age. But yeah, I distinctively remembered like those two like coordinated it and took charge on that.
Genius.
And we're like, go. Do it.
And it ended up being one of the best years. It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So anytime I hear that, it'll play every once in a while, like at work in ShopRite. I'll just be like making muffins, and all of a sudden it's The Climb, and I'm like, oh my God.
You'll see Brendan Bosserman in your...
Yeah, I can vision it. Like anytime I hear this song, I just see that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can actually visualize it.
Good. That was a good time. That was a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Good year. Let's see.
Oh, sorry, but was that the year you pulled the prank? No, that wasn't.
No, it was. I think it was a year or two after that, even. That
because they weren't there for that. That was like Liam was there for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
he was giving me a hard time about going in the shower during it. I was like,
I'm not taking a shower right now.
God. He was like, I gotta see how this plays out.
That's a prank for another time. A story for another time.
We'll talk about that story on a different podcast. But holy crap,
that could be a whole like half an episode or even an episode in that story. We should get some guests on that one.
Oh yeah, we gotta definitely. I would love to have Brian on and tell his story, or like Jess, because Jess wasn't there during it. She left.
Man. We can get
take a shower. That was like the only time she left during the week.
We can get like Howie or Ponky or something like that to
Oh my God, that's not gonna go well at all. Not a shit.
Well, you spoiled my number three, you son of a...
I'm sorry.
Okay, now this one actually is kind of an interesting one because there's a lot of different artists and it's two different songs really. There's the original and then there's the one that you showed me.
So, okay, we did not know that the song that Dawson is going to say was a sample. Like they sampled. I wouldn't even say sampled. They literally took it.
Yeah, they put like hip hop drums. Like, so here's exactly how this happened, right? Josh gets in my car again. This is another situation, like the I'm Dead situation. You're like, dude, I got this song I gotta show you. I was like, okay, sure. Plays this song, one of the best songs I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm like, dude, you just showed me my favorite song. And we're listening. I think we played like 6 times in a row. We're getting the lyrics down. We're singing the lyrics to each other. It's like we're talking about.
It's our hype song.
Oh man, we're
even now, crazy. Like I'm like that. It's so hype and like.
And it's The Way You Move by Outkast. You know, and so we're jamming this song. We love it. And one day, Josh, you were with your mom, right?
Yeah, so I was playing it at home and I was like singing along and dancing to it, and my mom goes, "Oh, that's what is it? I like the way you move, or it's the way you move." I was like, "Yeah, it is." And she's like, "That's by Earth, Wind, and Fire, right?" I was like,
No.
"No,
This is
no, it's by
Outcast.
Outkast." Yeah, I was like, "No, it's Outkast," and she was like, "No, that's." And she starts like humming along. She's like,
She's singing the song.
and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, that's by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was like, no, Mom, look, it's by Outkast. I was like, and then she like went and played the version by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I was like, oh my God, Dawson is going to have an aneurysm.
Like, Dawson, I need to tell you something.
The reason why is Dawson is a huge like, you have a signed album by Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? Like, you have like a CD.
It's a picture of us with Earth, Wind, and Fire that they signed.
Yes.
And and the thing is, I'm ashamed to say that I didn't know one of their most famous songs. They never played it live. I don't know if it's because they get it.
It had Kenny G in it.
Yeah. The Kenny G. I don't know, like,
yes.
And Kenny G is an integral part of that song. Like he's like the whole first half of that song. He's like playing saxophone.
He has a huge part.
Yeah.
Like so long. Yeah.
Basically, his song with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like,
yeah. Any time that the Outkast version would do the rap part, because they would do like the rap and then they would do the chorus, which the chorus is again word for word verbatim from Earth, Wind, and Fire's version. So, but anytime like there was a rapping part in Outkast's version, that would be Kenny G's part in the Earth, Wind, and Fire version.
Oh man! And when you told me that, my heart sank, but like in a really good way. It's just like I felt ashamed that I didn't know it, but I heard a new Earth, Wind, and Fire song that just blew my mind.
Yeah, and like it did click of like why we like the song so much. Because there was something about it, like we couldn't put why we liked it so much. We were like, this is just so good. Like, why? And then when I found out it was Earth, Wind, and Fire, because I like Earth, Wind, and Fire also. Like, I'm very fond of their music. Yeah, they're so good. And not just like, oh, I like September. Like, I like, what's it?
Boogie Wonderland.
Boogie Wonderland.
Yeah.
What's the one? The Groove.
Oh, Let's Groove.
Let's Groove
tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. So, like, I do enjoy Earth, Wind, and Fire also. So it just, like, snapped in our heads, like, this is why we like The Way You Move by Outkast.
And I have to say, Outkast did a really good job. I think they have a really good version where their groove, like, their rapping is perfect on it.
Yes. It's got some... It has the flow and the melody of Earth, Wind, and Fire mixed with just like their rhythm in the rapping it's just so like he does it so fast but like methodically also. It's so good. Yeah, they definitely did an interesting and I would say good job with like because some people like take samples and just like screw it up and it's like you didn't have to do that, like it was fine, but they didn't improve upon it. They made their own spin on it and I appreciate that and I like it.
And I'm 100% agree with that. That's really really true. All right, so I bet you I didn't spoil your number 3. Let's hear what yours is.
Listen
let me take a guess.
Like, you can guess.
The Poop song.
You got me. You spoiled my number 3. I cannot believe
Podcast over. Podcast over. We're done here. All right, no. What's your real
last
number 3?
episode? This is the last episode of Ask Jawson.
Josh and I just never talk to each other again.
The title is Ask Jawson.
Why don't you and Josh talk anymore? Long story.
You spoiled my number 3.
That sentence alone is just so good.
Yeah, he spoiled my number 3.
All right, what is your real number 3 then?
Yeah, so as I said previously, I only had a limited amount of CDs to play and listen to, and it was again Queen, Def Leppard, and Bon Jovi. And my mom is a huge Bon Jovi fan, so I I kind of like cheated a little. I wrote "Slippery When Wet," which is the whole album. If I had to choose one song, it would have to be, I guess, "Living on a Prayer."
Yeah, good. Chose the right one.
Yeah, "Living on a Prayer" is a good one, but there's like every song I just love. "Social Disease" is good. I don't know, that's not really a common one. Uh, "Dead or Alive" is so good. "Dead or Alive" is actually about him touring.
Really?
It's about him like touring, because it's "On a Steel Horse I Ride." That's the tour bus.
That makes sense. That makes
Like
sense.
if you listen to it and you think like he's referencing about touring, it totally makes sense. And my mom told me about that.
I would say Bon Jovi. That album. I mean, of course, is his biggest album, but that album has like 6 hits on it, right? Aren't there like, or like at least four like hits that people know?
So many hits.
Yeah, which is rare for an album, really, in my opinion. It's like, an album usually only has around 10 songs on it. 4 of those songs are, hits or bangers, as you would say. It's like almost 50% of the album. It's just killer.
So some of the bigger ones is "Living on a Prayer,"
Yeah.
"Wanted," "Dead or Alive."
Yeah.
"You Give Love a Bad Name."
Of course, huge. There's got to be a 4th one.
I think "Bad Medicine" is on that one also.
Maybe there's okay. But still, 3 of his biggest hits on that one album. It's like,
I know there's like "Raise Your Hands" is one of my personal favorites.
yeah.
Hold on, let me look song list. "Let It Rock," "Without Love," "Never Say Goodbye," "Social," "I'd Die for You."
I'm realizing I need to listen to more Bon Jovi.
Me personally, like, he came out with an album recently, and like his newer music isn't that great.
Really?
Yeah.
I've also heard he's actually a really nice guy too.
No, he's super nice.
Yeah, I've heard he's awesome.
Yeah, he's so nice. He has like they're not soup kitchens necessarily, but he has a restaurant where like they grow the produce in the back, and you, in order to pay your food, like you just donate money.
Oh,
and it goes to charity.
Yeah.
Or you could volunteer your time and be like a waiter or waitress, be a busboy, do dishes. Like you could volunteer your time to help out. Like nobody's an actual employee there. They're all volunteers.
And is that the place where you can pay more money and then somebody else can come, like a homeless person or someone, and can come and get a meal cheaper because somebody else paid more for that meal?
I think, or like you don't necessarily have to pay, but it's all like donation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I went to it.
Did you? Where is it?
The food's good. I gotta look it up. I haven't been there in a while, but you and me should definitely go.
Sounds
the food
awesome.
is actually like really good.
That sounds like it would be a really fun time.
Yeah, and because of like the availability of like meals and stuff, like the menus, I don't think like really ever the same.
Yeah.
It always like changes depending on like what they have available.
What they're growing.
I said, they grow everything in the back.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that sounds.
He's a super nice dude, and if you're gonna listen to an album of Bon Jovi's, I personally feel it should be "Slippery When Wet." I mean, he does have other songs like or other albums that are good, like "Bad Day," I think is one of the albums. But yeah.
So you had this on CD as a kid?
Yeah, so the only way I could listen to music was through CDs in my Walkman.
Yes, man, that was
So
the best.
for you kids at home listening that don't know what a Walkman is, it was basically a portable CD player. CDs are this round thing. And you just like put it in and like it opened like this and it closed and then you had like wired headphones.
Yeah.
And I didn't have like a clip for it. Like you could actually buy like clips for your Walkman that went on your belt. I didn't have anything like that. But yeah, if like you shook it or like you like bumped into it or something, like it would just stop playing.
Yeah.
Or, like start skipping. It was
Man, having like a booklet of CDs, like a little black booklet full of CDs and stuff. You had to like.
Or you had like a CD tower.
Yeah, dude.
My mom. That's what my mom had. She had a CD tower.
You gotta search. You gotta spin the tower around to get to what song you want, or.
She didn't have anything like that. It was just like a straight up like two row, like square rectangle or whatever. Yeah.
That was. Imagine that right now. Look at it. It's like you can have access to any released song of all ever.
But yeah, I just go to YouTube Music and just search up a song, and I'll just start listening to like a bunch of songs.
You kids searching through your Spotify. We used to have to work to play our music.
No, this is so much better.
No,
dude, Spotify and YouTube Music, like, it's so much easier.
I think I'm on Spotify, like, 6 hours a day or something.
I literally have Spotify pulled up on my second monitor.
It's the best thing ever.
Like, it's literally right there.
Yeah, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
There's not a single drive where I don't have Spotify going.
Oh, yeah, I'm always listening to my music on the way home. But so, yeah, my number 3 is the whole album. I couldn't just pin it down to one song. I had to choose the whole album, Slippery When Wet.
So if we're cheating now, I'm going to go ahead and go. So if we're okay with cheaters...
All of the music from this one band.
I'm going to go ahead and say every song released in 1971. All right, now we're on to our number 2. We're getting down on this list, man. It's getting tight because these last 2 songs are some of the 2 of my favorite songs of all time. Mm-hmm. But number 2 for me is this is kind of a weird one, but it's "Clocks" by Coldplay. And this is a weird one. This is like one of my earliest.
Yeah, I want to know how this is nostalgic for you.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily nostalgic for me. It's a good song.
Right.
But I don't find it nostalgic for me, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, it came out, I think, early 2000s, so I was a really young kid. But I remember, I think this is before my little brother was born, and so this is like one of my earliest memories. I was like 5 or something. And my dad had this on CD, and we had this CD player that would play, I think it was a DVD player, actually. You would put the DVD in, and it would play like the music video.
It came out 2011.
Clocks did?
I think, unless that's the music video.
No, Clocks came out. Let me see. No, it did not come out in 2011. It came out in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, because I was really young when I first heard it, and it was the first song that I liked, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't listen to music before this moment, really, which it's a really stupid and weird thing to say because everyone listens to music. Yeah. But this is the first song that I would put a CD like you said.
You like Walkman. Acknowledged.
Yeah. And I would put it into my Walkman. I would lay in bed and listen to this song on repeat. They're staring up at my ceiling. Like probably
exactly.
I would listen to the song like 20 times in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was life back then. It's the same thing with those 3 albums. I would just rotate them. Sometimes I wouldn't. Like, I would just, I already have Queen in. Guess I'm listening to Queen tonight.
Queen
and that's what I would fall asleep to.
Right, no, exactly, 100%. The most uncomfortable headphones in the world on your ears, and you're just like...
Totally, yeah. They're so uncomfortable, and I sleep on my stomach.
Oh,
so,
no.
like, I lay on, like, the side of my head, so with the headphones, like, pressed there.
You wake up in the middle of the night, music blasting, your ears literally about to fall off. It's in so much pain.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember just having these headphones that the felt stuff that was on it just fell off, so it was just plastic against my ear.
Oh.
So uncomfortable, but man, I was like, I will sacrifice it to listen to Clocks by
It was
Coldplay.
worth it at that
Yeah.
time because that's all you had, and you're like,
Yeah.
I love this song so much. I'll put up with the pain.
Yeah, and I just remember like my little brother being born, and I associate, it's just so weird. I associate this song with that time in my life. I was in like second grade or something, or first grade. And people were like, you getting a new little brother? And I was like, yeah. And like I would always have my headphones in playing this song.
That's so awesome.
So, earliest memory right there.
Yeah, I love that. So for my number 2, to set this up, I have to state I watch anime.
I love how
Like,
a lot of your songs have
lot.
like disclaimers before them.
I always have to like set them up,
Yeah.
like with a backstory, or else like it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I love anime. I call myself a weeb. Like I don't care.
Of course.
I watch so much at this point, and so the very first anime I ever watched was Dragon Ball Z. And this isn't like, oh, I watched it like in middle school and I watched Dragon Ball Z when I lived in Florida. I moved up to Florida when I was 5 years old. So I'm saying if I watched it when I lived in Florida, I had to have been 3 or 4 years old watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So
this is again the same thing. You're like one of your earliest memories.
Yes, earliest memories.
Yeah.
So the theme song at the time, you're talking 1998?
98, 99.
99, because I was born in 96. So it was 1999, 2000. And the theme song at the time was Rock the Dragon. I don't know if you've ever heard it.
I know the Dragon Ball Z theme song.
It literally just it's just a guitar, and it's just like dun 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 dun.
Okay, I haven't heard this one.
It's crazy, and the lyrics are just dragon, dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z, dragon, dragon, drop the dragon, come get me. It's like,
wow.
What the hell? And it's just insane. And then there's a guitar solo in the theme song, and during the guitar solo, they would play like fight scenes. So it's like
some Japanese rock bands playing that.
Punches. No, it was the American version. Like this was
man.
like because they would make like a Japanese version of the intro and an American version of the intro.
Oh man.
So like nowadays, like even if it's like dubbed, you still get the Japanese.
Yeah. But then it was just a fully American band.
Back then they would have a Japanese version, which was like Chala. It was like Chala, Chala, ga udorase. It was like that. But then you had the American version that was just dragon, dragon, dragon.
What a way to get you hyped on a show, man.
Yes, and even now I hear it and I'm like, I could run through a brick wall right now. Like, let's go.
Oh man, that is so
insane.
funny.
I highly recommend like you listen to it.
This is one of those songs I'm gonna listen to the second this is over. The second we're done with this podcast.
Totally. Yeah, it's totally fit for like a workout routine. If you put it in like a workout playlist, like you'll be like benching 250 like
with
just,
one arm.
It is insane, and it's not really like metal. Like I wouldn't classify it as metal, but it's just rock, like just crazy rock. It's so intense, and it just got you so hyped to watch this anime like fight scenes. Like I said, during the guitar solo in the intro, they showed like them throwing punches.
Basically, like cocaine in music form.
Yes. Yeah.
It is like everything like that. I gotta listen to the song because
and like I said, I was watching this 3-4 years old.
now my question is, would your mom hear this song come on like, what is my son watching?
She knew I watched Dragon Ball Z.
That's
like,
awesome.
She knew because I would wake up in the morning and I would watch it like just when it was still Toonami.
Yeah.
And then it went to like Cartoon Network. So I would catch like 1 or 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, and then when it switched to Cartoon Network, I would then change channels and watch Nick Jr. And I watched like Blue's Clues and like
You went from Dragon Ball to Blue's Clues.
Yes, like the Big Bear and the Big Brown Bear and the Big Blue House.
This explains
I don't know if you remember that.
Literally everything about you to me. This makes so much sense now. You literally go from dragon, and then you go to, what are we gonna write in my notebook today, Blue?
Yeah.
Oh, this literally just explains. Everything makes so much sense now.
Yeah, and then what's another like children's show I watched? Out of the Box. I don't know if you remember that.
Not at all.
Oh God, it was the premise was it was like a kind of tiny like box fort, and they would go into it, and it was like a big huge like set, and it like they would do like crafts, and they would show you like how to do crafts with like cardboard stuff, and then like they would show you musical instruments, and like they would sing songs. And
what's this called?
Was Out of the Box.
Okay, what was it on?
Nick Jr. Oh, I was a Nick Jr. kid.
Really?
Yeah, and then once Nick Jr. ended, I would go back to Cartoon Network and watch like Courage the Cowardly Dog,
the good shows,
and,
the actually good shows,
and I would watch like that stuff.
Yeah,
but
man.
By then, it was like 2:00, and like I would switch to Cartoon Network would end. Nick Jr. would end by like 2:00 or something like that.
And then by the time like 10 p.m. rolls around, you're watching George Lopez on Nick at Night. That's 3 years old.
Our nightly routine was when my dad came home, we would then watch WWE or WWF at that point. So I was raised on like The Rock when he was a wrestler.
This makes so much sense now. Everything's adding up. You watched The Rise of The Rock.
Yes. I love The Rock now because I saw him as a child. And can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Oh,
I was raised on that.
God, I'm not even kidding.
Him calling people jabroni.
Okay, I was never a WWE fan, so I don't know this stuff.
Oh yeah, that was his persona. Like he would like call people jabronis, and I guess that's where I get calling people like schmucks.
Schmuck, you jabroni. You're a schmucky jabroni.
I guess. But yeah.
What would The Rock say? Like, I'm gonna kick this jabroni's ass today.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
He had the best promos.
I can see it. I can see it.
He was definitely like an actor, like even back then. Like
but wow,
his acting
what an
was
intense, nostalgic song you just pulled out right there.
Yeah, so that was my childhood. Welcome.
That's a really good one. It's a really good one.
Yeah.
Man, as we go through these lists, everything you say, it's like, I should have put that on my list, or I should have changed these things on my list, Because now I'm starting to think about other things.
I love yours. They're so good. I completely forgot about like some of them. Yeah.
I'm starting to think of more things. It's like, man, like the Dragon Ball theme song, like that is such a good one. Such a good one.
Yeah. I wanted to put something from my childhood, and anime has carried on. Like there was a stint of time where like I didn't watch it until again like anime when I graduated high school, I think was like the next time I got into it. And like since then I was like, oh God, I forgot how much I love this.
Yeah. It's a completely different game. It's a different ball game.
Yeah.
It's like different emotions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see if we have a similar number one, if not the same number one. We might not. Mine, of course, has to be.
We do the honorable mentions.
You're right.
Let's
You're
do the
right.
honorable mentions.
I have my honorable mentions underneath my number one, so
so do I. That's why I keep like glancing.
Yeah, I almost messed that one up actually.
So,
right.
we'll just do like you list all your honorable mentions, and I'll just list all my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Done.
A couple of my honorable mentions. I really love electronic music, and so I've always loved electronic music. So, "Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites" by Skrillex. You know, seventh grade me was just like, dude, this song is insane. This is the best song ever created. No one can argue that. Now when you look back, you're like, okay, that's terrible. But it's such a, it changed things for me.
Wow. I've never heard that.
"Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites"?
No, I wasn't a big Skrillex fan.
Okay. Yeah, well, you're going to hear the song and you're going to say, oh, I know why I wasn't a big Skrillex fan. You're going to be like, this song is terrible. But
I have heard like some of them, like when I was a kid, and even then I was like, eh.
I will say
it wasn't for me at the time.
I will say his new music blows me away.
Really?
He's on the cutting edge. But
yeah, I gotta listen to it.
That's a story for another podcast also. My next one is "Feather" by Nujabes. And this is the song. Nujabes did the music for Samurai Champloo, my favorite anime of all time. And watching this anime just brings back so many good memories, and Nujabes has some of the coolest hip-hop music of all time. He just, check out the song Feather by Nujabes. It was really cool rap music with really cool beats.
I've never seen that anime.
That anime you gotta watch. It's basically hip-hop samurai. Man, it is one of the coolest anime that I've ever seen. Samurai Champloo.
How do you spell it?
Samurai and then CHAMPLOO. That show, the music in that show alone, oh man, brings back so many good memories.
Wait, it's called Samurai. What?
Champloo.
I got it.
You got it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. Love that show. One of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, I've never seen this. Wow.
Really recommend checking out because it is hip hop samurai, and if that doesn't entice you enough, then I don't know what will. Like Naked Samurai, is that gonna entice you more? Huh? No, hip hop samurai. It's so good, so good. My next one is the Legend of Zelda theme song. The classic one, even the 8-bit one, any version of the song brings back the most amazing, most incredible memories. Even though I wasn't good or ever good at Zelda, my brothers would play it and I would listen to their music. We went to a Zelda concert when I was in like 7th grade, where we went and saw an orchestra just play the whole soundtrack for the game while the game was on the screen. Dude, it's just like the music is written. Some of the best, really some of the most amazing music I've ever heard. And it's a video game soundtrack. It just blows me away. And my last honorable mention, this one is for my good friend David Wolverton out there. He's my DJ partner, and we do a lot of things together. It's "Every Time We Touch" by, I think, a band's called Cascade.
Yes.
Yeah, but that song
I am familiar.
That song just brings back, even with you, Josh, that song just brings back so many good memories.
Yeah, God, so many NJTCs.
Oh, yeah, man. The thing is, the song, like, it's hype, it's like everyone's singing along, and then it goes like, oh, this is cool. And then it just goes crazy. It's just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You can't listen to it you can't listen on headphones. It's not a song you can listen to like laying down in bed, like being emotional. You have to listen to that on the dance floor.
Not chilling. Like, even if you have headphones on, you're dancing.
You're like yeah,
you're doing your own like silent disco party to that song.
Exactly. 100%. No, those are my
It's-
honorable mentions that I, you know, they're nostalgic, but I didn't know some of them are really nostalgic for me, but I didn't put them on the list for some reason.
So my list is. I didn't have any video game songs. There wasn't like a video game song that really like impacted me. But
Right.
so we have Club Can't Handle Me by Flo Rida.
Oh, what a song!
It was one of like the first like dance songs
Yeah.
that I heard. It was played at my very first NJTC, and
That's a song
I
right there.
remember just the dance floor going wild to that song. Queen, I Want to Break Free.
Oh yeah, man.
It's not one of their bigger ones.
I'm happy you chose that one actually.
I love it. It's definitely one of my favorites, though. It's
Yeah,
not one of
awesome.
their biggest, but it's very underrated. And
Really
it's
good
so
choice.
Yeah,
Really, really good
It's
choice.
definitely like a just a jam. It's not. It doesn't get you hyped, but you just feel it, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Tayo Cruz, Dynamite.
Oh.
So
The feelings I have right now.
it's not a good song. It's not necessarily the best song, but this song, like, always played when I was with one particular friend, and she was like the first friend I ever had. And so, like, anytime I hear this, and also the next song, it's LMFAO, Yes.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, it's again not one of their
Never
popular
heard
songs,
this.
but it's literally just called Yes.
I gotta listen. Another one I gotta
And
listen to.
she showed me that song, and now anytime I like hear that song, I just it just takes me back to the thinking of her. Hercules, Go the Distance.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. Of course. Amazing song.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this song is like very important to me because one, like the message of the song, like just it's I live by the message of the song. Like it's very meaningful to me.
Yeah.
And it's very important to me. But Hercules itself, like as a whole, when I wasn't watching Dragon Ball Z and Nick Jr., I was watching Hercules on repeat. That's how I learned how to work a VHS.
It was because of Hercules.
I would literally watch it fully through, put it in. So okay, kids, strap in. Back in the old days, you would have the VHS. You'd take it out of the VHS player and then put it in I don't know what it's called.
A rewinder. I don't know.
Yeah, and its purpose was literally you put it in, you'd close it, press one button, and it would literally rewind it at like super speed. And it would take like 5 minutes to rewind it, and then you would take it out and put it back in, and it'd be fully rewound. And I would do that constantly. I would just watch it, rewind it, and then watch it again. And it's just the movie as a whole. I love the message of it. I love the all of the songs. The soundtrack is just fantastic. It has Danny DeVito in it.
That really good point. That
So
alone.
good. It's got Danny DeVito.
See, the movie could
Come on.
suck. The movie could be terrible, and it would still be the best
could be
Disney movie
garbage.
because of Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
But it's a 10 out of 10 movie with Danny DeVito. Like, without
Yes.
him, it would have been a 10 out of. It's just that it blows my mind.
Yeah, it's just such a good movie. And Go the Distance actually played when I graduated middle school. They
That's
played
awesome.
it when I graduated middle school, and I think high school too. They played it both times when I graduated middle school and high school. So it's me and this song are just like intertwined. I actually should have put it higher up on the list. Now I think about it, I don't talk about it. It should have probably gone on the list.
Yeah,
but
this sounds like a very important
Yeah.
song in your life, even.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It just got an honorable mention. Yikes.
Yeah. Well, make that 1.5.
Yeah, Hercules Go the Distance is my 1.5.
Boom. It's nice.
And last one, You probably have never heard of this.
Hit me.
Code Lyoko?
Well, the show?
Yes.
The theme song for the show? No
Yes,
way the
yes,
theme
it's
song
on-
for Code Lyoko is... Dude, what a pull, man. I cannot believe you just brought that song back into my
Dude,
life.
I discovered it like a couple months ago,
What?
and like rediscovered.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Rediscovered the song a couple months ago.
How in
And
the world did you come across
Just
the Code
a
Lyoko song?
flood of emotions just came back where I was like, what? Like I visualized my house and like where I was watching. I never actually watched the show because
It wasn't a very good show, to be honest.
No, it wasn't. The CGI freaked me out because it
Yeah.
would go from like 2D animation, and then like the whole premise was they went to like
The computer
world and to like destroy like a virus. And the CGI, when they went into the computer world, it all like turned to CGI, and it just freaked me out. And I was like, nah, this doesn't look right. And you're talking, this was back early 2000s. So even CGI in anime now isn't that good. So you're talking early 2000s
Dude.
CGI was not good at all.
It was
but
uncomfortable.
yes, that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
It just made you uncomfortable. But that theme song, it goes hard. Like I listened to it recently now. Like every once in a while, like I played it like a couple days ago, and I like still know every word of the song, like weirdly enough. And
That is such a strange pull, Josh.
yeah, I had to put it in honorable
Yeah,
mentions.
that is incredible. I don't know how to feel right now. It's making me feel weird.
Like I just felt it like so much more intense when I actually listened to the song.
I got you.
I don't know how I stumbled upon it. I just happened to stumble upon it while I was listening to music, and it like the first notes, because it's like do 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 do, and you just hear that and you're like, what the hell is going on? Am I a child right now? Like you almost feel like an act like back in that time, like how you felt like as a child. It's
freaky.
insane.
So freaky.
Yes.
Oh man.
So that's my honorable mentions.
So those are good honorable mentions right there. I mean, one of them should be more than an honorable mention, but
Yes, it's a 1.5.
It got promoted. It got promoted.
Yeah, it got what it deserved.
Yeah. Well, are you ready to reveal our number ones?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if we're gonna have the same one or not. We were talking about it. This is a tough one.
I think so. This is very.
I don't know, man. We might not.
You say yours. What's your number one?
Mine is September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's not the same, is it?
It's not.
Oh!
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, no words need to be said. That song is just, before I left for college for the first time, I went to a Earth, Wind, and Fire concert, and that was the moment that I think changed my life. I was like, you know what? Screw like electrical engineering. This is the dumbest thing in the. I want to do music. That was the moment when that's song
awesome.
came on live. So I think that's holds a really important spot in my heart, and of course it's one of the.
It's just so good.
It's the song.
And it has transcended beyond just a song now.
Yeah.
Like anytime the 21st of September comes around, like everyone references it, everyone listens to it, and there are some people who are like, all right, like, I've heard this so many times every September, like,
Yeah.
but that's just a minority. Like I feel like everyone else is like, yeah, the song's great.
Yeah.
Like let's reference the song.
And that song comes on at a party. You love every single person in that party loves each other at that moment. I feel like it's just like I'm not even kidding. Everyone on the dance floor like will dance with each other, And like so there's like a line dance and like oh let me teach you and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh man, let's have a good time. That's such such a positive song.
Yeah,
But,
it is. It's so solid. The melody, the just the groove, the feel. You can't get enough of it. You just always want to listen to it.
100%. And
Yeah,
now
I don't think I could ever get exhausted and be like, I don't want to listen to that right now.
I'm like really interested to hear, because like you thought we might have had the same one.
I genuinely thought, but
Now-
I guess this is going to be out of left field. I feel like you're going to be your number one is solid and you should stand by it. But I chose Cyrus featuring Packy 17.
Oh my god, dude, that song is like that is summer of what year was that? 2016, maybe 2015.
Yeah. No, earlier than that, because I didn't have my license at the time and we were still in high school.
So 2014 maybe.
Yeah, because I graduated 2015.
Yeah, it was probably your senior year.
Is 2014, 2013 that came out.
Dude.
And it was so awesome because the song is like, all right, the Cyrus and Packy are, they're not on SoundCloud anymore, but we discovered them through SoundCloud. They're rappers. And Brian, my friend, our mutual friend, Brian, discovered Packy, and the way I got introduced to it was so ridiculous. We were playing Minecraft, and we were, in Discord, and Brian kept like singing the words to a different song called Player. And it's like, I got that player, that ish that make everyone stare. And he kept singing that over and over until the point where I'm like, dude, what the hell are you saying? What is happening? Are you okay? He's like, yeah, it's this like rapper and I think you'll like really like him. And so the next time I got into the car with him, he put it on. And so we listened to that, and then I really got into them. And then they also like Packy and Cyrus did like collabs every once in a while, and they were from the same music label, like company, like they made their own music label. And so Cyrus came out with 17 featuring Packy. And the premise of the song is literally about being 17, which is so crazy because we were 17 at the time. And yeah, we'd get in the car, we would crank down Brian's windows because they were crank windows.
The Ford Fusion, man, yeah.
The Red Beast. No, not the Red Beast. What did he call it?
The Red Demon or the Red... Oh, what was it? Something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, man.
We would always play that, and it wasn't just like me and Brian type thing. Like, it was all of us. It was you, me, Brian, Gavin, Nick.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
All the time. And my fondest memory is all 5 of us were going from E-Week to summer camp, and we were just going, we had like downtime, and we piled into Brian's 2-door hatchback, all 5 of us, blasted that, had the windows rolled down, and we went to Wawa.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. The best weather ever, man.
Yes, the clearest day, the wind blowing, like, it takes me back to just being 17, 18, and just, like, hanging out with you guys.
Dude,
it's just my number one. I love that song. It's amazing.
If I would say, if there's seriously, if there's one thing that I do really, really miss about being in high school and doing stuff like that, was days and nights like that, and like piling into Brian's car and like, what are we doing tonight? It's like, we have no idea. We'll see where we end up sleeping tonight. Like listening to 17. Like, oh man.
Yes, exactly.
Getting Wawa like every second, like it's like 3 in the morning. It's like, dude, can we climb out your window, Brian, to get Wawa? It's like, no, we just gotta go out the garage real quiet. We're like, it's like 3 a.m. walking out of Wawa.
Yeah, and then we walk to like the nearest Wawa.
Yeah, like try to be as quiet as possible and open his garage. And just like,
Yeah, not sneaky at
oh
all.
man. Oh, that was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the time. That's 17 right there. Like that song just brings back all those memories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those fun times.
Passing out
like
in random beds in Brian's basement somewhere and trying to figure out a place to sleep.
The alarm clock.
The alarm clock. That was that time, man. Oh.
Oh God.
Another story, man.
Another story for another time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
that's a killer number one. That is a really...
I told you. I thought we were gonna have it together. But you're right. September is September. Anytime I hear September, I always think of you. Like that is your quintessential song, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jawson.
Yeah, I
should have assumed that.
Well, now you know what what's really interesting is that if I went to back and went to make my list again, I would have changed my list around. You know, like my list would have changed slightly, because of what we talked about today.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, honestly, I think both of our lists were very, they're subjective, of course. You're nostalgic about different things, but.
Yeah,
dude,
they're
killer list, man.
I feel like they're both nostalgic for us. I feel like this was kind of like a top 10 in a way. They like merged a little where I was like, oh yeah, that is nostalgic for me also. Dude,
that's very true. I think it's because we've pretty much grown up. Ever since we were like, 14, 15, like.
Yeah, I met you when you're in 9th grade.
9th grade, so 14?
And I was 10th grade.
Yeah. And so, basically, the songs that shaped us kind of, we played together, so.
Yeah, and I do feel like we have generally the same taste in music.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Of like, and that's why I feel comfortable sharing like music with you, because I'm like, oh well, if I like it, then Dawson's gonna like it.
Yeah.
Like,
and man, 2 of the times you showed me songs in the car, they made the list, man. It's just like there's 2 songs that I have in my top playlist on Spotify, like consistently. It's like your daily drive, and it's just those songs, or your top 2018 songs. It's like those songs. It's just like, oh man, killer.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Duckworth.
Gotta go listen to that. I blast it in the car like every morning now. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. But dude, great list, man. I had a really good time talking about.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
Talking about our lists and as far as music goes, there's so much more to talk about. It's just like, how can you even... this list could have been 100 songs long and still wouldn't have gotten all of them in. So it's so hard to choose.
Yeah, this was a little tough making the list of... Because, like, it's nostalgia, so it's kind of like what songs define you in a way.
Oh, that's true.
What songs, like, make you up as a person and shaped the way you think and the way you... why do you do the things you do? And because you associate like those memories with this song. So it was definitely very hard to choose like what was on the list.
Be on the lookout for part 2.
Yeah, I'm totally down to do this again. Probably add a couple more.
Yeah, man.
I don't think I would change
the top 5.
My top 5, yeah, I'm
maybe
pretty
some
solid
Hercules in there, but I don't
know.
We'd have to make it a top 6 probably.
Daft Punk may get.
Whoa!
I'm looking at it.
You have an album on there, you said.
That one takes one spot. Look.
Yeah.
I would probably move off Miley Cyrus.
That is a really good memory, though.
It is a solid memory.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Is like if I had to move anything off of this list, I don't know if I could.
Yeah. That's true. But still, I think we both had really, really fun, really good lists, and enjoyed talking about them with you.
Yeah, I enjoyed this also. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Adios. You can check us out on YouTube. We're gonna be on. I forgot all the platforms we were planning on putting this on. Hold on. Check us out on YouTube. And basically any podcast streaming service.
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest
That's
way.
the way to say it. You know, you can check it out Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, podcast app. And,
yeah, totally. And my social media, if you want to give a follow, is your boy Josh on both Twitter and Instagram. Check me out there. If you want to check out the Twitch channel, go to twitch.tv/House of Horrors, all one word, and or you could search in Twitch House of Horrors, and
shout out House of Horrors.
Definitely watch. Yeah. And if you feel like donating, that'd be awesome, because all the money that we get from that channel goes to charity. Yeah. So I don't make any money from it. So definitely, neither does 4-H or any of the kids. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. Well. And don't you dare follow me on social media.
You don't have social media.
Yeah, good. Stay away from me.
You weirdo.
Yeah. But it was a pleasure. Josh, thank you. Love you all.
Bye.